Hello everyone and welcome to Session 3's training. Today we can now begin to look much more closely at how we can incorporate positive youth development approaches in the kinds of experiences we offer young people in out-of-school opportunities with impact to help them learn and grow. In order to best support young people who participate in out-of-school opportunities with impact, it's important for facilitators to have a vision of what we want our young people to learn and master by the time they reach early adulthood. In other words, we need to know where we want to go in order to plan an effective path to get there. And of course, we want to recognize HRSA and their contributions and support to this project and training. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. Now, today's objectives are to identify and discuss key experiences that youth need in all settings. It's important for facilitators to have a vision of what we want for our young people in order for them to best learn and master the things we want them to learn by the time they reach early adulthood. This vision is important because considering what we want young people to be able to do as they enter early adulthood is an important aspect of positive youth development. With positive youth development, desired achievements for healthy development for young people are grouped into three broad categories: achieve economic self-sufficiency, maintain healthy family and social relationships, and contribute to the community. Okay, so let's stop and think about what all this means. What do you think it means to achieve economic self-sufficiency? Economic self-sufficiency is the ability of people to maintain sufficient income to consistently meet their basic needs, including food, housing, clothing, utilities, healthcare, transportation, and taxes, with no or minimal financial assistance. If and when young people achieve economic self-sufficiency, they can help promote strong and economically self-sufficient communities. Achieving economic self-sufficiency also provides a means for individuals to engage in social events and expand their social networks within the community. Having relationships are an important source of social connection and social influence. As we age, strong, positive relationships help us build trust and feel supported. Having people around us who can share positive and difficult times can help us manage stress when things come tough. People feel secure and loved when they have a strong, positive family relationship and/or relationships. Positive family relationships help families resolve conflict, work as a team, and actually enjoy each other's company. If you had to take a guess from what we know and what we've covered so far, what would you say positive or healthy relationships are built upon? Well, I'll tell you. Positive, healthy relationships are built on quality time, communication, teamwork, and appreciation of each other. Positive, healthy social connections enrich our lives, familiarize us with our community, and connect us to people and ideas that will positively impact our perspective for the rest of our life. Contributing to the community is an opportunity for growth, to better understand how we fit into the world around us, and to be a role model to others. Contributing to the community does not have to be some daunting undertaking, time-consuming, money-doesn't-allow thing. You pick a cause or a purpose to get involved in, and you start small. You start with where you can and how you can. Ripple effects start with just one action. All in all, the takeaway point in this slide is to note that the desired achievements for healthy development for young people do in fact lead to desirable health outcomes. Alright, so here in this slide we have a list of the kinds of key experiences that young people need in all settings in order to develop into healthy adults. Scholars have found that young people's need for those experiences is so strong that they will seek them out whether we provide them or not. One of the researchers who developed the positive youth development approach, Michelle Gambon, points out, all young people will form relationships, seek challenges, find groups to belong to, try out their wings as leaders, and find a way to feel safe, whether we intentionally provide this support or not for them. Young people who do not have access to positive supports and opportunities may seek out these experiences in troubling ways, such as looking for challenges in ways that put them at risk, belonging to gangs, or seeking safety through violence. What's important to note about key positive youth experiences is that one circle of support actually has an impact on the others. In other words, key supports for youth are interconnected, as they all have an impact on one another. If a young person does not feel safe, they may not be as open to building relationships with facilitators or their peers. If a young person does not feel capable of that skill at hand, they may not want to participate in the program, so on and so on. In the next sessions to come, we're going to briefly review each of these 5 supports, which are also described in the Youth Development Guide. Now, when it comes to relationships, it is necessary that young people have access to multiple supportive and healthy relationships during out-of-school opportunities. The young people will receive guidance from us adult facilitators. However, young people also receive emotional support from their peers. As a facilitator, it's important to hold high, clear, and fair standards that are consistently enforced as you develop supportive relationships with youth as the young people develop relationships with each other. For example, having different rules for different facilitators or participants, such as work professionals or professional situations, or letting young persons step all over you, or fail to enforce consistent boundaries for everyone, are all things that you all should be mindful of. In these situations, it's hard to get others to respect your boundaries. Meaningful participation is a way through which young people experience real involvement in decision-making so that they are able to take on leadership roles and gain a sense of belonging. As stated before, young people can be stakeholders with your program. In addition, young people can also take part in the direct participation in the program evaluation. One of the biggest mistakes people make is ask kids at the beginning of the program some big questions about what they want to do. Do they want to do ice skating or cooking? Then kids grow and change to find out it wasn't what they expected, so they hate the activities. And then the staff get frustrated because they worked really hard to do what the kids wanted, or like we say, the young people wanted. The trick is to involve youth in the small things. What time the snack is served, maybe the menu of the snack, where they want to keep their things, agreements on the language to use to let other people know they need to be left alone, establishing group respects. We want to involve the youth in the rules of engagement rather than major decisions that involve big budget commitments. The entire community is responsible for preparing young people to succeed in early adulthood. This includes teachers in schools, out-of-school programs, neighbors and families. It even includes peers, as young people can play vital roles in supporting each other. With this responsibility in mind, schools and communities hold opportunities to broaden positive youth development outcomes beyond academics. Helping the community is an opportunity for growth and to better understand how we fit into the world around us. It's important to remember that young people can and should be stakeholders in community involvement. By being a stakeholder, young people gain an understanding of the greater community and can begin to feel like they're able to make an impact and be a productive part of their community. Are you ready to develop your community? You know there are many ways to get involved. You can do things like attending a city council meeting, volunteering at a local event hosted by the city, talking to your local representatives, volunteering time for a committee that helps with community development, volunteer to help people outside your usual circle and friends and influence, encourage others to get involved with local organizations. All in all, to get involved in the community is easy. Pick a cause, pick a purpose, get involved, and start small. Ripple effects just start with one small action. All right. So challenging and engaging learning experiences provide space for young people to build a wide array of skills and competencies and experience a sense of growth and progress. As young people build transferable skills, we are guiding them into a healthier early adulthood. Young people have to have certain experiences so they can learn certain skills, so they can develop into full, healthy, productive members of society, also known as adults. For example, it is desirable for young people to experience and learn enhanced levels of productivity, connection with others, and self-navigation through life's adventures. These skills are often assumed to be personality traits rather than learned skills. Although it's important to note that applying new skills may be hard to do with budget and time limits, and COVID, of course. The model itself on page 24 of the handbook lists organizational practices, go through them in an organized way, and give specific examples of what after-school programs can do, and also how to build these practices as well. So you can find this image in the guide provided. You can also find it here in the PowerPoint, and of course, if you have any follow-up questions, you can follow up with me. In summary, we can now begin to look much more closely at how we can incorporate positive youth development approaches in the kinds of experiences we offer young people in out-of-school opportunities, with impact to help them learn and grow. In order to best support young people who participate in out-of-school opportunities with impact to help them learn and grow, it's important for facilitators to have a vision of what we want our young people to learn and master by the time they reach early adulthood. In other words, and as said before, we need to know where we want to go in order to plan an effective path in getting there. Thank you so much for joining session 3, and I'll see you at session 4. Have a great day. This is Sierra.